too. Yeah, you know, I had to throw that on real quick, man. It's that Cameron, one of my favorite Dipset songs, Dime After Dime. You feel me? Shout out to Cam. But listen, man, there's a lot going on. This Devin Haney thing with Tank Davis, you know. And when you see everything that's unfolding between this whole thing with the fight being made, you come to one conclusion, bro. It's money over legacy, man. A lot of these boxers today, they don't want to fight for legacy. They just want to fight for the money. And I respect the honesty of Tank, though. At least, you know, he not up here being a fraud when it comes to that. Like, he not trying to pretend he trying to fight for belts and legacy. He is strictly for the cheese, the cabbage, the guap, the cash, the bread, the pesos, whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? That's what he for. And I gotta respect that to a certain extent, right? But this is boxing, man, and you have to be, if you don't want a fighter to fight for legacy and all you want to see is him beat up on smaller fighters and get the advantage in every fight, you are not a fan of boxing, bro. You are a fan of a boxer. You can be a fan of a boxer, but you can't be a fan of just a boxer without a fan of the sport of boxing, because that's backwards. There would be no boxer if there was no sport of boxing. So how could you love a fighter more than you love the sport of boxing? It's just like a kid. It's just like you respecting a kid, but you're not respecting his mother. You know? And when you put legacy, when you put money over legacy, you kind of disrespect the sport, bro. A sport that is set up to where, you know, we have these things called belts. Now, a lot of us feel these sanctioning bodies is bad for boxing. A lot of us, that has to be figured out, you know, because the belts, these fighters need something to fight for, to feel a sense of accomplishment. These belts are like a sense of accomplishment for these fighters. Money, for a lot of these fighters, the money is like a bonus. A lot of these fighters really like to fight. A lot of them really like to fight for legacy. They really want to fight for a belt because the belt gives them a sense of importance, a sense of accomplishment. The money is almost like a bonus. But then you got the fighters that they don't fight for legacy, they fight for money. And then a belt is a bonus. And they got it backwards. It's supposed to be legacy over money. You got to balance it out. You're supposed to fight for the money, but that shouldn't be the priority. You in there to be the best boxer. You're supposed to be in there to triumph over other fighters. And you can't find cheat codes, bro. And my thing is with these weight hydration clauses and all, that's like a cheat code. You know, like when you play Nintendo and then, you know, like Contra, remember Contra, the code up down AB, I forgot how that shit went. When you get to cheat and you get all of the lives and you get to walk through everything, and in New York we call them boards, you know what I'm saying? I don't know about other places, I call them stages. We talking about getting to another board and shit. That's what we say in New York, we call them boards. Not sure why the fuck we call them boards, but we call them boards, you know what I mean? But it's a cheat code. When you're doing these rehydration clauses and all, it's a cheat code, fam. I can't really respect that, man. Because I can't get to see how good you really are. I'm never going to know how good Tank is. I'll never, now it's going to always be in the back of my mind now. What Tank had to do the same thing to Ryan Garcia if it was at 140. No weight, nothing. What Tank had to do that to Barrios if Barrios wasn't drained. For real, I'm gonna always think that. Now I'm second guess his win now. That's why real fans of the sport don't like rehydration clauses. We don't give a damn. All right? I don't. At least I don't. I don't want them. I hate them. I don't like them. they have no place in this warrior sport. That's kind of like you got basketball and now everything is a fucking foul. You can't brush somebody the wrong way. That don't belong in basketball. It's a contact sport. It's a contact sport. You already wearing gloves. You got padding right here. Shit, hell, if you're gonna have rehydration clauses, they might as well make headgear mandatory in pro fights now. They might as well do that. That's how I see it. But these dudes just clearly don't understand, bro. They don't understand, what it is to have legacy. What's the point of going down? Being a boxer, you going down in history. You got all this money, no doubt. It's good to have money. You got to, it's cool. But you look inside the books, they like, here's Gervonta Tank Davis. He made $60 million, but he was only a one-time belt holder, a one-time champion, one divisional champion. And the other belts he had was Reggie belts at two other divisions. That's no. He don't belong in the Hall of Fame, bro. If Tank ever make it in the Hall of Fame, I'll be surprised, man. He don't belong there. He don't belong next to Terrence Crawford, Ernie Shavers, George Foreman, Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. He don't belong there. Speaking of Tyson, another reason why I'm always respect Mike Tyson? Look how small Mike Tyson was compared to all these other heavyweights he fought. Now, I know when you're in the heavyweight division, you're in it. There's no... You could be 215, 220, fighting somebody 290 pounds. There is no weight clause shit, I don't believe. If I ever see a heavyweight put a weight clause on another heavyweight, I don't know if I want to watch boxing no more after that. But what I'm saying is, they all big dudes, 50, 60 pounds heavier than the other dude. But for some reason, when the lower weight classes, where they don't hit as hard as a heavyweight, it's a problem. And then when it's your diva fighter like Tank, it's a definite problem. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But like I said, these fighters are fighting for money, a lot of them, and they don't want to fight for legacy. Not everybody. A lot of fighters still have that throwback attitude where they fight for legacy and then the money is secondary. But there's a certain group of fighters, a handful of them, they just fight for money. And then the belts, if they just happen to land in their lap, is a bonus to them. They could give two shit about a belt. Their sense of accomplishment is making $5-6 million. Their sense of accomplishment is not winning the belt, beating that fighter. So they're basically training for $10 million versus training to beat this best fighter and take his championship belt and become this, that, and the third, whatever weight class it is. They're not fighting for that. I can't respect that. If it's one thing to fight for money, to say that you're fighting for money and legacy, I respect that to the fullest. Devin Haney's out here doing that. He's one of the fighters that he's out here fighting for legacy and for the bag. I love it. I love it. We need to clone Devin Haney, man. Clone him. Clone. We need more Devin Haneys out here, bro. Just saying. Just my take. Let me know what y'all think, man. This is Rebel Life Boxing. I'll catch y'all later on the next one, and I'm off this.